All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin and Market Pulse with your host, Tone Vays. Took about 3 days off from doing any streams. I didn't do a video last Friday, I think. And over the weekend, because of the workshop that I was teaching on Saturday, which went really, really well, I think. I kind of need to do it again, and then we're gonna edit the video because I just want the perfect video. I want to do like one of these so that like I never have to edit the video again. I talked about a lot of new indicators. All right, let's. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, because I keep forgetting, I don't do plugs very often. People ask me all the time to promote them, and I always say no, even to people that I like. However, this is really cool. So. Thank you, Marie Carlo, for sending me, Marie Claro, I should say, for sending me this. Let's see if it comes out on camera. It's a wallet, but check this out. I finally got, can you see that? Is it gonna focus? I hope it focuses. Can it focus? Damn it, my camera can't focus. Anyway, you don't have to see it. I'll show you the website. And there's a Bitcoin logo on this side. There it is. You see the Bitcoin logo. Oh, maybe if I flip it, maybe this is the right distance. You see the wording right there. So these are wallets made from vintage car leather. The leather in vintage cars is making wallets out of it. And for the Lambo leather, he's sticking a Bitcoin logo on it. And these are really, really cool. I think it's cool. Anyway, here's the card. Here's the business card. Here's the website. In case anyone wants a Lambo, they're not cheap. I'll give you that. But if anyone wants a wallet with a Bitcoin logo made from genuine Lamborghini leather, you can check that out. I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. All right. Anyway, I'm just going to show you the website real quick. So here you go. You get your hands on the leather. And it's pretty, I mean, it sells a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of vintage purses and wallets. So if you go to all wallets, it's right there at the end. It's got like classic Mercedes, things like that. The Lambo are the expensive ones. So there you go. Limited edition, Bitcoin, billfold, 1971 Lamborghini Jarama. Like the one I have is the 1972. So this is the one that I have, the 1972 Lamborghini Jarama wallet. All right, cool. Really cool stuff. Thanks, man. Okay, now we can move on. So now that I've done a new workshop and I'm teaching more indicators, I'm going to rewrite the learn trading section. I'm going to make this a little more detailed. I'm going to add a lot more references. So if you are going to the learn trading section, I dropped the word education. I haven't restarted my computer yet. You will simply see learn trading. This is all free. And this is basically what I teach in the workshops. But if you want to learn it yourself and not pay the $500 that it costs to watch the video or attend the workshop, it will all be right here. So if you just want to learn this for free without paying me or anyone else to teach you, it's all going to be right here. All my resources. The only thing you're not going to get is me teaching it with my views and strategies, because just because I'm putting it here from some source doesn't mean that that's how I actually trade it. Okay, and of course, if you want to support, check out the affiliate page. As usual, no more exchanges on there, just this kind of stuff. Oh, Joe is having a contest. I need to have him on the show. And finally, there's one workshop coming up. And that is risk, leverage, and position management. Really, really important stuff. I'm hoping more people attend this than the intro to TA stuff. This is how you learn how to trade. The other stuff is you learn TA. Okay, let's talk charts. I think we have to start with the S&P 500 because Bitcoin just follows the S&P 500. I sound like a broken record. Now, the S&P 500 is right now on a momentum sell signal. You guys are gonna slowly have to get used to the future of not having numbers above the candles. I have been designing, and the name is not yet written in stone. The MRI indicator, I'm still the name. I may not keep the name still until this thing goes to release. We're still going to play around with the potential naming options, and I'll tell you what MRI stands for later. So right here we have a potential sell. Now this is a crazy candle. So it's hard for me to explain this candle yet. It's only 11 a.m. on a Monday, and this looks like a breakaway to the upside. And I hate having fundamentals influence my technicals. From a technical perspective, I have reasons to be bullish here for new all-time highs, but this red arrow is troubling to me. Now, granted, the last time we had one of these red arrows, nothing happened. And this green star symbolizes that we have more upside to go. So the green stars that I have indicate bullish trend. And you can see how we had a bearish trend here, which this star will probably be gone. We're still optimizing the indicator because the red arrow here is the same thing as this star. Like, it's just not necessary at this point. So this indicates bullish trend. This indicates the end of that bullish trend. And this indicates a new bullish trend starting. So here we started a bearish trend, which didn't last long at all. And of course, it flips your trade into a bullish trend trade. And now this is where it's kind of coming to an end, right? And if you count the candles, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And guess what that is, right? So if I do turn this on and turn the other one off, you'll see the 9 that you guys have gotten used to up to this point. But the new indicator, I anticipate to be better. One of the reasons why I'm switching to it, and to remove confusion of everyone asking me, what the hell are all these numbers? So what does this mean? I don't want to move on to Bitcoin yet, because the S&P 500 is incredibly important. If there is one thing that anyone watching my videos should walk away with over the last few months of watching me, is that whatever the stock market does, Bitcoin will also follow. It's now, just because the stock market is about to break the June high, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is about to break the June high. Now, where is that June high? Let's take a look. This is the June high. So the June swing high took place at $10,500. Now, the highest close we had was also on the same week. I can go to the daily chart if that makes it easier for people. Here is the June high of 10,500 or 450, whatever. And here is the June close of 10,200. Now, just because the S&P may close at a brand new swing and closing high, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin has to follow suit. This is the main confusion. When I keep telling people that Bitcoin is correlated with the market, the first thing that people do is they gravitate, well, the S&P just made a new high since COVID, but Bitcoin didn't. Therefore, you are wrong and they are not correlated. But that's not what I mean. What I mean is, when I wake up in the morning after, let's say, not looking at the market for 6 to 8 hours, if I see that Bitcoin is up, I assume S&P is up. If I see S&P is up, I assume Bitcoin is up. I'm not talking about amplitude. I'm not talking about breaking new highs or going to new lows. I'm talking about the direction in trend. If I see a bullish candle on the S&P for the day, I'm anticipating a bullish candle on Bitcoin for the day. Now, if we look at Bitcoin for the day, it's a slightly bullish candle. It's more of a doji candle. It's not great, but considering a Bitcoin market closes at 8 p.m. last night, the move took place on Sunday, because when the S&P futures opened, the S&P started to rally. So there you go. So Bitcoin made its move on Sunday, and today it's kind of just slowing down. All right, let's get back to the S&P and analyze the S&P, because if we can understand what's going on with the S&P, we can gauge the future of the Bitcoin market. So the S&P is sitting at a double top. This is where my personal trading systems create dilemmas in potential entries. I do not have a position in the stock market. I have been trying to time the short, and I got out of that short at this blue line because I was shorting near the top, and then I doubled down over here on my short, but I anticipated it to go significantly lower. It did not. So I was forced to get out of my trade with a stop loss. I did not have the stones to go long. In hindsight, clearly that was a mistake, but it wasn't really a mistake. See, what people, another thing that people completely misunderstand when it comes to trading, not putting money on the table is not the same as losing money. So the idiots that believe in ridiculous projects like Chainlink and Cardano, which are going to go back down and trend towards zero over time, I gotta do start doing crypto scams again, maybe. People are all hype on Cardano. Cardano is just the latest iteration of Tron and Qtum and Waves and Ethereum and BitShares before that, and God knows what else. There's nothing new there. There's nothing new. The only thing that's new is an unreasonably complicated coding base that nobody without a math PhD can actually use. So it's completely ridiculous. Chainlink is a whole other scam, but I don't have time for that. So people seem to think that by not buying those scam projects and by not making money from those projects, that somehow you lost money, which is insane. I did not lose any money by not going long right here. Now, keep in mind, the new MRI indicator, and the reason why it's better, the reason why MRI is going to be better than what I was using before, what's going on? Why are my calculations out of range? So the reason why MRI is going to be very, very clean, and I like it, though I may not release this green star thing. I may not. It depends. The first thing I'm gonna do is I might actually bot a trading algorithm for a change and see how it works. See, here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma of a trader like myself, or a former trader like myself, or still a trader like myself. If I come up with a cool indicator, or if I come up with a cool trading system, I need to make a decision, especially now, because I never botted any of my trading strategies, but now that I have more resources, now that I have some developers that I actually trust, I'm considering writing up a couple of things into a bot and throwing some money at the bot. It's not going to be an AI. That's insane. It's going to be a trading bot based on my rules. Now, if my rules for this bot completely rely on this indicator, then I have to make a choice. I either have to bot it and use it for trading, or I can sell the indicator, because I'm not going to do both. I'm not going to write a bot and then talk about every rule of that bot publicly, because then if the bot is profitable, it will not be profitable for long if everyone knows the rules of the bot. I mean, your bot has a limited time span on profitability anyway, And that profitability infinitely goes towards zero once you tell everyone the rules of the bot. So the thing is, will this botted trading strategy make me more money over my lifetime than making a really good indicator popular and selling access to the indicator? Now, it's not, again, a simple business decision, because you may think, oh, you're just profiting from selling this trading system, and if it was good, you wouldn't be selling it, you would be using it. Yes, that is true. If it was really good, I should not be selling it. I should be using it. But remember, profit from selling something like this, like some kind of a new indicator, doesn't end with direct money in from selling the indicator, because there's also popularity that comes with being the creator of something that works. And that popularity can open a lot of doors. Those doors don't directly lead to finances, but they do lead to a better and more enjoyable lifestyle. So there's lots of things to consider as a business decision. Why do we listen to this? Because you don't have to listen to this. If you are here for me to tell you when to buy and sell an asset, you should not be watching this channel, because that is not what this channel is here for. This channel is designed. You don't have to delete this message. It's hard. You can leave those messages, right? Like, no one forces you to be here. This channel is meant to educate people and to make them think. That's number one. And because my specialty is trading, and that's how I made my money in the past, that's what this particular video is about. But later today, we'll be doing a news show. Okay, so this is a really, really, really hard decision, because on the one hand, I don't like double tops. Double tops are meant to be broken. This to me looks like a massive cup and handle. I mean, a massive cup and handle. It's not perfect. It would have been perfect had this high came all the way up to the prior all-time high. And right now we would be back at the prior all-time high. That would be the perfect cup and handle. But this is still, you know, a reasonable cup and handle. It is also like a massive triangle. I'm not going to draw it. If you don't know what cup and handle is, well, hopefully my new, so I'm rewriting my Learn Trading page. I'm going to rewrite it with more resources, cooler graphics. This will take me, a few months to do, because it takes a lot of time. You think it's easy to write this up because it's only like a few paragraphs? It's not. I want to every single link took, considerable thought, and I had to read every single link before I link to it. So this takes a lot of time. So if you don't know what a cup and handle is, go look it up. So it's not perfect, I know, but it's good enough. And the break of this line is supposed to make me incredibly bullish. However, this red arrow, as part of the new MRI, momentum reversal is what MRI stands for. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to keep the name, is telling me to be very cautious right here, very cautious. I also don't like to chase. I'm not going to buy in here. I would rather wait for a new all-time high to buy the S&P. And unfortunately, I only caught the rise of the S&P here in its early stages, and I missed out on the majority of the rest, because I just cannot understand why we're going up. And this is where fundamentals certainly got in the way of the technicals. If I trusted the technicals of my own indicator that I've created, if I would have only gone long every time there was a green star and taken profit every time there was a red arrow, and only gone short every time there was a red star, I would have done significantly better, because guess what? There have been only 2 red stars. Now, they came on the worst candles. They came on this candle and they came on this candle. Clearly, shorting here would have been a lot worse for me than shorting at the top like I did. But I did have you know what it is? I would have taken profit and shorted up there. And that's because if I go to the futures market that was, I just remembered, oh, we have a 10-minute as well. I'm going to turn my own indicator on. Actually, I have, we fixed the code. Now it's better. I wasn't using it before because we had to, it's still a little buggy. Nothing is ever perfect. I'm going to release a lot of my own indicators. We've been working hard on, I mean, they're not really my own. Like the Chenkin money flow is not my formula, but I made it look cooler and more useful. All right, so what's going on? Okay, they're both on there now. I have to drop this one. So this is a 10-minute scale, and a 10-minute scale is telling me, boy, I should be getting out right now of the S&P, literally right now of the S&P. Now, you can always go back in. Nothing's stopping you from going back in. But I want to go to the daily chart because the one thing I forgot to mention was the reason why I shorted the market. The reason why I shorted the market was this red arrow, and it has a number 2 on it instead of a number 1. That means this is a double sell because they happen back to back. So that was a double sell right here. Now, the daily chart of the cash market didn't have that arrow. So yes, I did have a reason to get out of my bullish trades and potentially taking on a short trade. So if I had only trusted my red stars, green stars, and red arrows, I would have done significantly better by only using strict TA rules. I'll even drop this for you. I would have done significantly better by only using strict TA rules on the S&P. Now, we keep talking about the S&P and we haven't talked about Bitcoin yet. But that's because as the S&P keeps rising today and it rose on Friday, and then there was this gap in between, what we need to be looking at is what did Bitcoin do from July 9th, somewhere on July 9th. I don't know when the low came in on July 9th, morning or evening, but let's take a look at how Bitcoin did since July 9th, because right now the S&P since July 9th, just the last 3 days, it is up 3.5%. 3.5% for the S&P since the July 9th low. Let's head over to daily Bitcoin. Here is daily Bitcoin. Let's find the July 9th candle. That's probably it. No, that's the July 10th candle. That's the July 9th candle. Okay, so they were close. We can check there. So from the low of July 9th, Bitcoin is up only 2%, not 3.5%. But a day later, where Bitcoin bottomed on July 10th, this also could have been late at night on July 9th. Keep that in mind. I don't feel like digging into the 10-minute scale because the new Bitcoin daily candle starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and S&P doesn't start trading until like 12 hours later, even more than 12 hours later. So look, Bitcoin is up 3.4%, almost identical. So only off by a few hours, Bitcoin bottoms and rises almost the same exact percentage. The percentage doesn't matter, but it's the trend that matters. So Bitcoin is up because the S&P is up. This channel, it is time for this channel to go. I want to look at the BitMEX funding rate. I want to see if it's favoring the bulls or the bears. The BitMEX funding rate just now finally started to favor the bears. It has been favoring the bulls since the middle of June consistently, and we are now slightly favoring the bears. Let's take a look at the RSI. The RSI is certainly bullish, at least in my view. Not crazy bullish. It's sitting there right barely above 50, but I like the trajectory since the end of June. Sorry, that was July 9th, not June 9th. If I said June 9th earlier, it was just 3 days ago. I already forget what month we're in. And to me, this is a bullish trajectory, but we do have to take out this swing high. The RSI is leaning slightly bullish. How about the MACD? The MACD is certainly leaning bullish, but I still want to wait for it to cross the zero line. So we are bullish, but only in the early stages of being bullish, and we turned bullish on the MACD on July 6th. Okay, now we can drop these. Let's look at stop and reverse points. Stop and reverse points are getting close for a potential bullish entry. I will be making my own version of the stop and reverse points. It will be called Tone SAR instead of Lucid SAR. I've already provided my rules to my Pine code developer. We're going to look at the MRI script. Drop this. And the MRI script is telling us that we should be in a bullish trend. However, the bullish trend began on July 8th, which did give us a swing high of 9,400. So it depends on where in this candle you went long, and you may be in profit and you may be at a loss. So it really depends on your entry. Okay. Next, let's stick with Bitcoin and let's go over to the weekly chart. The weekly chart, nothing has changed. So as I was saying at the end of last week, there was absolutely nothing last week's candle can do to make me bullish. Well, guess what? That has now been extended to the current week. There is nothing Bitcoin can do this week to make me bullish. Nothing. I will repeat that. There is nothing Bitcoin can do to make me bullish this week. I may become a bull next week, but I cannot become a bull this week. Zaid, I see your comment. ADA and Link are scams. Come on, man. The tokens are scams. The project may not be scams. You have to separate the project and a scam token. The token is the scam. The project could be totally legit. I have nothing against math PhDs coding in Haskell. The scam is the token's existence. These projects do not need their own currency. The scam is the token. It's an unlicensed, unregistered security of the Cardano Corporation or IOHK Corporation or any other corporation. It doesn't matter. The Link token does not need to exist. It doesn't. The scam is the token. The crypto.com token CRO or the Monaco token of the Bitcoin debit card, the token is the scam. They do not need to exist. The token exists for one and only one reason: to enrich the creators of the token so that they can pay themselves to promote the product. That's it. It is that simple. There's nothing complicated here. That is the story of every single shitcoin that has ever been created since the existence of Bitcoin. Since the first, what was it? Omni, or before Omni, Mastercoin. Now Litecoin and Monero, they're a little bit different. Those are a little bit different. The reason why they're a little bit different is because unlike Link and ADA and even Ethereum, you see, those are projects. Those projects don't need their own currency. They're creating their own currency so they can get rich off the currency. Now, the creation of something like Litecoin or Monero is actually not a scam. They created a competitor currency to Bitcoin. That's it. They never claimed it to be a company. However, it was just stupid. So Litecoin is not a scam. It's just stupid. Monero is not a scam. It's just stupid. So those are, and because no one actually pre-mined those coins, I can't say that someone created them to get rich, even though early people in those coins did get rich off those coins. But at least those coins were more science experiments of a currency. It's just over time you realize how dumb they are. If you still haven't realized that yet, give it more time, and you eventually will. But all this other crap that claims to be a project and not a currency, the currency part of that project is the scam. It's that simple. So while I have nothing against the technology of Cardano, I have very huge resentment for them creating a scam coin for the project. It's really, I mean, like rants like this should really be saved for other videos. I don't know about the history of Monero. I don't care about the history of Monero. It may have been pre-mined. It may not have been pre-mined. It's completely irrelevant. If it was pre-mined, that means it was maliciously created. If it wasn't pre-mined, it wasn't maliciously created. But either way, it was stupid to create it. Because it will never succeed. It can't succeed. The forces of supply and demand in economics will not let it succeed. It's infinite inflation on top of Bitcoin in a less secure way. No, that's insane. Shitcoin minimalists like myself, arguments against altcoins are not the same as Goldbug's arguments against Bitcoin. Bitcoin was a technological innovation. It wasn't a technological innovation over gold. It was a technological innovation of everything that has come since the creation of gold. Yes, I said that correctly. Gold was created before any human was alive on the planet. Bitcoin is a technological innovation on top of everything humans have ever created since the day they existed. Since the day the first human made a wheel, Bitcoin is innovation on top of that innovation. All innovations in the history of the world came together and eventually gave us Bitcoin. Just like all innovations in the history of the world came together and gave us electricity. Okay? Now, nothing that happened since Bitcoin has added any technological innovation to it. The people creating this garbage will tell you that they're technological innovations, but they are not. That's the difference. That's the difference between Bitcoin and gold and Bitcoin and everything else in the crypto space. All right, I'm done. I got to stop reading the live chat, guys. I really do. It's... I really got to stop reading the live chat. All right, let's move on. I got to make these shows more. Okay, weekly chart. I want to look at the oscillators because it's a new week. So this is pretty bullish. I like this. I do like how the RSI is sitting on the weekly chart. We are above the midway point. We are sloping down a little bit, so it's not great. Maybe I should take that back. It's not great, but it's leaning slightly bullish. The MACD is still bullish, but I can see a slowdown, which could cause a little bit of an issue down the line. How come this MACD doesn't? Maybe I should put a different MACD in. Hold on. Probably shouldn't even be doing this on. Well, I definitely want to put my own CMF in. Or did TradingView update their MACD? Yeah, they updated the MACD. It looks so much. It looks better now with the red and the green histogram bars. Cool. Now they need to have a better CMF, and because TradingView default doesn't have a good CMF, I had to go ahead and create a new CMF. And by I mean I have a developer that does it. So I need my own. That's the built-in Tony CMF. That's not me. This is mine. Boom, way cleaner. So the CMF is telling us that there is some trouble. Okay, so there's nothing Bitcoin can do to make me bullish this week. I have to drop this because I'm already starting to use only my own. So based on my own indication, we have a bullish trend starting here. That bullish trend ends here. So it depends how much you want to wait in your bullish trade. Do you take the stop loss for a profit? Do you wait for the trend to change bearish, in which case you're taking a loss? You have the opposite here, right? If you did not take any profit on this monster, which would have been very frustrating for you, your bullish trend turns right there at 7,600, and that bullish trend ends right there, right at the high. Perfect. And now there hasn't been any trend changes since then. So you are in a holding pattern, waiting for this thing to break either above or below. Done. Hyperwave, nothing's different. Still telling us there's the drop. I have not looked at gold at all since Friday. Let's look at it together. See, I'm not even looking because I was taking screenshots for my webinar on the history of gold. So let's look at it together and see where gold is. This is the weekly chart, and then we'll switch to a daily. I am about to be surprised. I am out of my gold long trade, but I am still bullish on gold. And as you can see, gold rose again today. Let's put the new MRI indicator on it. I like the name, but still going to consider other options. So we have, I haven't even talked about A, B, and C. So there is some minor reason for concern here on a weekly scale, but based on weekly trends, we became very, very bullish off of a weekly perspective on at the end of June. Now this here references a head and shoulders from the daily chart. So let's flip over to the daily scale and take a look and see what we got. I don't think I need this line anymore. I think it represented one of my bullish trades. You certainly got whipsawed here. So lots of potential small losing trades all throughout. Also clearly right here. So look, not every indicator will work great all the time. So as of this candle here, this indicator would have gotten you in trouble. Losing trade into a losing trade into a nice winning trade. But after that, this is borderline. To me, this would have been a winning trade. This is a losing trade. That's a losing trade. This is a neutral trade into a losing trade. And finally, you have a winning trade that potentially has doubled down potential into another to be determined trade. So here we are. And this is a pretty bullish look to me that we have another trend change to the upside right here. And I am still bullish, and the target from the head and shoulders is still with us. So I'm still bullish on gold. Silver, I think silver's toppy, but they're correlated. So if I'm bullish gold, I should be bullish silver. And oil is not moving, so it's irrelevant. All right, let me take a look at your questions. Looks like we have a lot. I'm going to take a look at the super chat questions first, and then I'm going to back up and look at the rest. Thoughts are RUNE. I have never heard of RUNE, but before I look at any single asset, what I need to do is look at Tesla. And this is not it. Yeah, I talked about Bollinger Bands in the workshop. We talked about lots of other stuff. I even looked at volume profiles. This workshop was very different than the rest. I taught Ichimoku clouds. No, never thought I would say that. So there was lots of stuff. I didn't do the momentum indicator. This is just, it's insanity. One of the indicators I didn't do, maybe next year I'll teach that one. There's lots of things I learned back in the day that I never use much. You can't use it all. You got to pick and choose. The first thing I want to do is look at Tesla, because Tesla had a monster rally on Friday. And guess what? It rallied even more today. Wow. I have no words. Do I regret not getting into Tesla at $350 2 months ago? Of course I do. There's always another trade. There will be another Tesla. If you learn how to trade and you learn good risk management, there will always be another Tesla. Not 10, but a good 5 years ago, go back to my early videos. I said that I felt that Tesla had a chance to be the biggest market cap company in the world. I still believe that. I believed it then. I believe it now. Should I have been hodling Tesla? Yes, I should have. But I was hodling Bitcoin, which has done better over that last 5-year span than even Tesla. So what is my view on Tesla? Well, my view on Tesla is we had a bullish, the last Wow, look at that. So Tesla, the last time Tesla gave a sell signal based on MRI was on April 1st. That sell signal didn't last long, and we got a buy signal or a bullish signal trend on April 9th. Since April 9th, we had a momentum top here, bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend, bullish trend, and this bullish trend finally ended on Friday. What do I think about today's candle? Well, today's candle has the potential of being a top. This could be a big shooting star candle, and if we crash down tomorrow, this is a candlestick pattern known as the island. Well, to me, it's known as the island. There is an official name for it that I'm just not a fan of. So if you go to learn trading on my blog and you click on this cheat sheet, you see it kind of right here, abandoned island. And if this abandoned island happens to be a shooting star candle, see, I have it right here as a hammer. So you take this hammer, you flip it upside down. Now, I am being way premature on this. Now, but either way, I do not trade bullish candles after a sell indication in momentum. So therefore, just like I said, there is nothing Bitcoin can do this week that would make me bullish. There is nothing Tesla can do today that would make me bullish. There is something Tesla could do tomorrow that will make me bullish, but I would stay patient. If I take a trade on Tesla, it would be a trade to the downside because I think the momentum to the upside will not continue forever. We are up a ridiculous amount. Beautiful buying opportunity right there. I'm going to start saying off the MRI indicator, which will be on sale by end of year at some point, unless I just bought it up and be done with it. But I'm pretty sure I'll put this out. If you have access to the old one, you'll get access to this one. I'm not going to double charge people. That's insane. So right here is a sell indication. This is a big upswing. I will stay patient and see how this week ends. Now, what was that? Stock RUNE? Never heard of it. It looks like we're not doing it. I don't know what that is. I think you misspelled the ticker. Next. Can you show your MRI on Dow Jones on a 10-minute chart? Sure. Let's go take a look at DJI. MRI is up, and let's go to the 10-minute chart. Oh, wow, beautiful. Look at that. That's a triple. Oh, but it doesn't count. Sorry, triple doesn't count because there was a weekend in between. So I don't want to reset it either. So what do we do here? This isn't, it looks cool, and I know it looks cool, and I kind of want to promote the success of my own indicators, but this is a little troublesome to me because this should not have started on whatever number it did, whatever trend it did, right? Because the trend continues. So I guess it's fine because if you trusted this 10-minute candle on a Friday, which I would not have, and went long, that was your 3 consecutive bullish trends in a row, and that's where it ends. So, but you kind of got to be careful because if you reset this monster, you have to wait, and then you have, this is the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would have been a top here, actually. Oh, snap. So if we would have reset to the opening of the Dow Jones, which we may consider doing, your red arrow would have had a number 1 on top of it, and it would have been on a prior candle, which was a it might have even gone a smidge higher. Either way, we're looking at a pullback right here. Next, can you take a look at Canaan? Yeah, I want to take a look at Canaan. So Canaan was on a week. Whoa, that's a 10-minute chart, not a very liquid stock. Let's look at daily Canaan. So daily Canaan is stuck right here. However, if I do this, you can see how we got to drop these stars. You can see how the weekly Canaan is giving you a buy indication. I don't know how much lower the stock could go. I wonder if it has options on it. I doubt it, but I kind of like it right here. We'll see. This is not a very good start to the week for Canaan. I hope this company doesn't file bankruptcy, considering it recently went IPO. A stock that went IPO and it is now down like 80%. Oh, I already had that there. It is down 86% since the IPO. There's not much to lose on this one. There's not much to lose. If you have good risk management, I wouldn't mind getting in. And if you want to learn risk management, I can't wait to teach this workshop. I got to prep for it as well. I got to prep for this. We're going to use all the tools that we learned or that I taught in this Saturday's workshop, and we're going to apply it with risk management skills. So here it is if you are interested. Next. Hey, Tone, thanks for your, I don't give advice, I educate. Do you think that there will be a second wave of COVID? Yes. And market crash? Well, yes, but my opinion on this matter is clearly irrelevant. When there are a lot of new infected people in the USA, infected people don't really matter. It's deaths. If there are a lot of new deaths, that's a problem. Look, I don't know. I have no explanation, right? Like, look at New York. New York is allowing protests up to infinite size. So you can line people up like sardines. You can have, New York has about 10 million residents, maybe like somewhere like around 8 million residents. So you can stick 1 million people in, say, Prospect Park in Brooklyn for a protest, but you can't have a funeral for your relative with more than 20 people. So good job, the mayor of New York, whoever the hell that is, and good job there. So the stupidity of what's going on in cities has absolutely no bound, no bound. Why the market is reacting the way it does, I cannot explain, unfortunately. Okay, now let's take a look at non-super chat questions. Do you think that PE ratios are irrelevant now? I think that PE ratios have generally been irrelevant all the time, forever. Since I started trading 15 plus years ago, the PE ratios to me have always been irrelevant. Now, I learned about PE ratios. I learned about PE ratios back when I was studying finance, corporate finance for my financial engineering degree. The reason why PE ratios don't matter is because no one is buying any stock based on its current PE ratio. Everyone is buying the stock based on what they expect in the future. No one is buying Tesla stock because they're selling a lot of Teslas today. They're buying Tesla stock because they think that in 5 years, half the cars on the road will be Teslas. So the PE, the current PE ratio of a company is completely irrelevant. NDX, let's take a look. So that's the weekly NDX is telling us we are still bullish. Look at the perfect double arrow. So that's a double arrow. So here's an arrow with a 1. Here's the arrow with a 2. It means they occurred literally back to back. That's a double sell on right here at the high. And momentum turns, momentum ends, momentum turns, and NASDAQ is bullish, and we are crushing all-time high in NDX. But now let's take a look at the daily chart. The daily chart with the MRI is, boom, on a sell signal right now today. So right now today, we have an indicator, same as Tesla. Tesla yesterday, MRI today. Oh, the Shanghai. What's the ticker? Here it is. We've been looking at the Shanghai. Boom, right there. Friday was a potential sell. Look, a lot of stuff is topping right here, right now. A lot of stuff was topping on Friday. A lot of stuff is topping today. And a lot of stuff is going to be topping tomorrow. So there's lots to see. I can foresee a market top right here, right now. But I've said this before and recently and was not very right. So people are asking me about the current indicator. No, I don't plan to remove it. I plan to keep it, but there won't be any. I will even do another update. There will be one update of the current indicator, but then all future, going into the future, it's only going to be about the MRI or whatever I name it. But I don't plan to remove this. It'll still be there. I don't plan to remove the TI, so don't worry about that. It'll still be there. I just won't be talking about it. So if you have access to it, you'll have access to both, the old one and the new one. I don't want to take anything away. Again, I'm not here to like screw anyone. Tone, are you using log scale on your Bitcoin trend lines? Yes, I try to use log scale as much as I can because charts don't fit. Now, the log chart trend lines are different than the non-log trend lines. And in reality, you should pay attention to them both if you have the time to pay attention to them both. Yes, I'm sure Bitcoin has broken the trend line in non-log scale. Speaking of that, let's go back to the daily chart. I want to show you something. Speaking of log trend lines versus non-log trend lines. We ran into this problem in the past. Ran into this problem in the bear market of 2018. You see this trend line from this triangle. Wait, this is the daily chart. Where was that? Maybe it was the weekly chart, not the daily chart. Hold on, let me refresh my memory here. Oh man, I don't remember. I think it was the daily chart. There was a similar instance where we broke the trend line on the daily, on non-log scale, but then we got rejected by the trend line on log scale. So actually, initially we got rejected by the trend line on linear scale, didn't even come close to the log scale one, and then a few weeks later we broke the non-log, but then got rejected by the log. So they're both relevant. When are you going to have Willy Woo on to talk about LVL? They just launched the app. I should. I know I'm in the group chat with the LVL guys. I don't want to just have Willy on. I want to have Willy on and the CEO of LVL. So yes, depends how busy I am. So if you go to affiliates and you see LVL, they just launched. Oh, I took that down. I took down all exchanges. I should bring back LVL. I get really upset when people accuse me of shilling. So I took down all exchanges and I just don't give a shit. I don't care. I honestly don't make any money. So, but it doesn't matter. So I took down all exchanges, including LVL. Maybe I'll bring LVL back. I don't know. So I'm not promoting it at the moment. But I like Willie. I like everything Willie does these days. So yeah, I need to have Willie on and talk about markets, talk about LVL. I'll check because maybe I'll bring LVL back. Do you think Trader.io is losing its power because now everyone is looking at their indicator? But I don't know what that means. I don't know what looking at their indicator means. So someone wrote an indicator for TradingView from Trader. I have no idea what that means. So I'm still, I haven't kept an eye on Trader in a while. I restarted my computer, so I may be logged out. We will see if I'm logged in or not. I need to have Joe on the show. They're running a contest right now. Joe's in the lead. Joe's up 100% in his own in the Trader competition. There's a competition on Trader, and Joe's in the. There's like 50 people in it, and Joe's in the lead. I saw the stats yesterday. He was up 100%. So Joe's doing well by trading on Trader. So yeah, so Trader gave you a beautiful sell signal right there. I can see it. Sell signal right at the top. Buy signals here. Another buy signal here. Sell signals there. And sell signals right there. So looks like Trader's been good the last 24 hours. Do you think NDX is compatible to Bitcoin in 2017? I think NDX has always been compatible to Bitcoin. I have presentations comparing the .com bubble to the ICO bubble because NDX did bring, NDX is the innovation in the space. No one is innovating anything other than tech. Tech is where it is. All right, that is it. We have gone 1 hour. So I do need to consider wrapping it up. Guys, by the way, I showed this earlier. I'll show it again once I cut the camera feed. I love my new wallet. Thank you so much. Mari Claro, I can never pronounce that right, who makes vintage wallets from, he makes wallets from vintage leather in old cars. So you see the model of the car and the leather that came from that car. He has Bitcoin-inspired Lamborghini wallets. They're not cheap. They're certainly not cheap, but I'm holding one right now. There it is. I have this one. So this is the limited edition Bitcoin billfold 1972 Lamborghini Jarama. Or Yarama, I can't pronounce it. I'm not I don't know much about Lamborghinis. Not the kind of money I'm going to spend, but kind of cool having leather from a 1972 Lambo. So there it is with the Bitcoin logo on the wallet. They do a bunch of other stuff as well. Huge collection of things. It's zeit.works, WORKS. Check out the affiliate page. I got to add LVL back in for this. And of course, I have one workshop coming up, and that is risk and money management. All right. That is it. That is it for me. We will go ahead and call it a day. I will try to do a news show later today with Jimmy Song and Christine. That's pretty much it. Time to do some work. All right. Bye, guys. Good luck trading.